Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about India Globalization Capital. This is ticker symbol IGC, and as you guys can see up here on the screen, they were up over 89% today. They closed yesterday at right around $1.48, and they ended up closing today at $2.80. And pre-market, they opened up way higher, so the intraday highs were way crazier. It was up over 100%. I mean, you can see here is 394, and things did cool off. And after hours, it's even cooling off a little bit more, down 10% after hours, but it's still a massive, massive gain on the day. Again, thinking back that it was $1.48 yesterday, even though it has cooled off, even though things have begun to sell off a little bit, this is still a really, really big deal. This is still getting people turning their heads, opening their eyes, wondering what the heck is going on with IGC, and if this hot day is going to continue. It's going to turn into a hot week, a hot month, or if things are going to cool off, and just what the news is. Why did something pop like this? If you pop this big in a single day, there's got to be some news. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. I would appreciate that a ton as well. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers really, really bad. So each person that clicks that button helps us out, gets us a little bit closer to our goals, gets us a little bit higher, running those numbers up. That'd be awesome. With that being said, here we go. So we're talking about this article from Pulse 2.0, talking about IGC stock increases over 85% pre-market. Why it happened? And again, that's a great question, and hopefully they have the answers for us. So the stock price of India Globalization Capital increased over 85% pre-market. Here's why it happened. They just say that again. That's the title. That's the first sentence here. That's the first sentence here. They just keep repeating the same thing. But investors are responding positively to IGC announcing today that on July 20th, so it was a couple days ago, 2 days ago, the United States Patent and Trademark Office issued a patent for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease entitled ultra low dose THC as a potential therapeutic and prophylactic agent for Alzheimer's disease. The original patent application was initiated by the University of South Florida and filed on August 1st, 2016, and on May 25th, 2017, IGC entered into an exclusive license agreement with the USF with respect to the patent application and the associated research conducted on Alzheimer's disease. Very, very big deal. Obviously, a really, really crazy partnership. It sounds like something that, potentially could make them a lot of money, and that's why investors have responded. That's why the stock market has responded. The granted patent has to do with IGC's proprietary formulation intended to assist in the treatment of individuals living with Alzheimer's disease, and IGC's proprietary formulation, IGC-AD1, is the subject of the company's previously disclosed Phase 1 clinical trial. The company had recently announced the completion of Cohort 3 in its placebo-controlled multiple ascending dose Phase 1 trial for establishing safety and tolerability of IGC-AD1 that uses THC on patients suffering from Alzheimer's disease. So again, it sounds like they're still pretty early in the trials. They still have a lot of phases to go. They still have things to go through, but it does sound like they are making good progress. They have good partnerships, being partnered up with the University of South Florida, obviously a research institution, a medical research institution that will hopefully be able to continue to further and develop the research and the things behind this and help them develop and help them out with funding and things like that, which should be really, really interesting and should be very, very helpful and should also just add some legitimacy to this whole thing. So yeah, I mean, obviously this is a big, big deal. They still do need to keep knocking out these trials, keep knocking out these different tests, and they also need to have them keep going well, because with how these stocks go, if you go months and months and months without any kind of news, no updates, no positive stories, anything like that, people just slowly forget about it and it starts to fade away until you pop up again. But in the meantime, the stock price can kind of fade and fade and fade, and maybe if you really love the company in the long term, that can be a time to accumulate some shares at what is a steal of a price. But you are always having the downside and the risk of, what if bad news comes out? What if a trial doesn't go so well? What if things get delayed? What if it's actually not as good as they thought it was going to be? Or what if they overpromise and underdeliver and all these things? But obviously, having this patent being issued is a very, very big deal. It was a big story. This is a step in the right direction. Again, it's not the whole puzzle. It's not the whole thing. They're not there yet, but it makes sense why investors are starting to respond like this. And again, I mean, this is a stock that was all week trading at $1.40, $1.40, $1.50, and then shoots up to, you know, 4 or 5, or like right around $3 or $4 right away. And again, even though it's cooled off, that's still sitting at $2.80 after it was $1.40. It's still doubling in the course of a week. And then, you know, I mean, it's been like this for a while. Now, it did have some spikes back in February when there was a ton of penny stocks spiking up and everything like that, because this is a $115 million market cap stock. Very, very small here. It's going to be very, very volatile. But again, it had ran up previously, and then it kind of cools off. And now we're seeing this run up again, and we'll see if it's able to sustain this. What goes up must come down, and where it comes down to, is that going to be higher than the lows before? Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be lower? I don't know. It's going to be something really, really interesting to follow, as are all these trials and everything going on, because obviously Alzheimer's is something that affects so many people. It is absolutely life-changing, and being able to, you know, better manage that or assist those people in some way could be very helpful, could change the world, but could also be very, very profitable and be a big deal for a company. So it'll be interesting to follow this one. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Let me know what you guys think about IGC stock. Are you buying in, keeping it on your watch list, staying away? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.